So virtual machines are also another important concept in operating systems, because today there are many uh, instances or scenarios that we can use this virtual machine concept. Mainly there's a concept called virtualization. So we can run virtual servers to utilize the available resources in server hardware, and it will be very efficient, cost effective way of managing the hardware to cater different types of applications. So actually a virtual machine is available uh, for a particular user, uh, and that particular hardware available in the host machine will be given to the virtual machine for the usage. So the communication between the hardware to the virtual host is being provided and managed, controlled through the virtual machine software. So there are certain very popular software for virtualization. One is VMware and the other one is uh, Oracle VirtualBox. So Oracle VirtualBox is simple. So the concept is like this: we can install a particular operating system as the base operating system, or we call it as the host operating system, where we can install a virtual machine software on top of it, and then we can install another operating system. So the virtual machine software will act as a sandbox for the virtual host or the virtual operating system, and the virtual machine software will give the necessary hardware where the base operating system is installed. So the virtual machine does not see a host operating system, so it will see the necessary hardware as it is allocated for that particular uh, virtual operating system or virtual machine. So it is identical. The hardware is identical to the host machine, will be provided for the virtual host as well. So using this particular software, we may able to manage multiple virtual hosts that will be isolated and act separately. If the virtual machines wants to communicate to each other, those will be communicated through the network. So there are a lot of benefits in this particular concept. So same hardware can be used to run multiple operating systems which are isolated from each other, and they can communicate, that is through the network. So this is very useful, as I explained earlier, for utilization of hardware, especially when it comes to server hardware. We might have very good hardware resources, high hardware resources available, and sometimes it is underutilized. So what we can do is we can have multiple hosts to have multiple applications running into it, and if the server is running low on performance because of certain applications are idle, then we can run some more applications that can be utilized the hardware. So that is the importance of this virtual machine. So this is how it looks like. So a normal operating system will have a host as the operating system installed with the hardware, And when we install a virtual machine software, then we can manage multiple um, virtual hosts. For example, if we have Windows as the host machine, we can install Oracle VirtualBox. Inside we can have uh, Linux version or Solaris or even another version of Windows. So you can see the host and the virtual hosts are separated, and the only way they can communicate will be through their network interfaces. So although this is physically inside the same computer system, they cannot communicate to each other because those will be controlled by the VM software. So some of these operating systems like Solaris have their own sandbox or containers for virtualization. So in Solaris there are two separate containers to manage two different virtual hosts as well. So that is available by default. So this is the VMware architecture. So in virtual machine software, VMware is very popular around the world. So there's a free version as well as a commercial version of it. So free version you can use even for your normal usage, and you can install and see how this virtual machine software works. So the normal applications that are installed in host operating system can access the host operating system and use all the functionality without any problem. So in virtual machines or virtual hosts, we can install separate applications in separate virtual hosts. So all the hardware is available for each of these virtual hosts as it is available for the host operating system. So all the hardware will be managed by the virtualization layer or the VMware control. And the advantage is we can run different types of operating systems in a single physical computer system. And the other advantage is we can run multiple applications uh, and or provide multiple services from a single physical machine. So hardware utilization can be maximized and the throughput can be maximized when we use this type of concept. So Java is also having a virtual machine. So I'm not going to talk too much about this type of virtual machine. For operating systems, what is important is to understand the virtual machine concept. So JVM is also like this because it has its own virtual machine to run and execute and compile Java programs. So operating system has another service called debugging. So how does this particular service works? So there's a log maintained to maintain the access as well as errors in the operating system. So if there's a failure in application level, there'll be a code dump taken to later on we can analyze what has happened through when we go through the code dump. When failure in the operating system, will create a cache dump file where we can access and analyze what happened in that particular point of time of failure in the operating system. So like that there are different uh, methods implemented in operating system as given as services for uh, failures for application level as well as in the operating system level. So debugging is actually very difficult So one particular law is there. So it says that debugging is twice as hard as writing the code in the first place, because finding some errors would be very time consuming, and it is uh, a very difficult task. So there are certain tools available for different operating systems implemented to find certain failure points inside the operating system, like dtrace tool. So we can track certain uh, failures or bugs inside the operating system execution or in the application layer. So normally a generic operating system is designed to run on any particular available machine with the basic configuration requirement. So when the operating system is installed, it writes a configuration file about the hardware system, and when the operating system is loaded, what happens is it will check whether the necessary hardware is already available as well as functioning. So the booting process is the starting point of a computer that loads the kernel and start running the operating system. But before that, we have to check whether all the initial hardware devices are properly configured and they are functioning to run, load and run the operating system. So that is called as the bootstrap program. So we have discussed about this bootstrap program in detail in the first chapter as well.